Viewers, Bangladesh continues to remain on the edge today as the funeral of Sharif Osman Hadi, a radical Islamist leader and also the spokesperson of Inqilab Mancha, is underway in Dhaka. And the funeral of radical Islamist leader Osman Hadi ends. Hadi has been buried next to Bangladesh national poet Qazi Nazrul Islam. And what we understand is that Bangladesh state honors for leader behind anti-India rhetoric. Muhammad Yunus also attends the funeral. Heavy security has been deployed across Bangladesh. Bangladesh flag seen at half-mast at embassy in India as well. Funeral of radical Islamist leader Osman Hadi has concluded, viewers. He has been buried right next to the national poet Qazi Nazrul Islam as demanded by the family members of Hadi. Now, authorities have placed key areas of the capital on high alert amid fears of renewed unrest. And this particular funeral procession took place at Manik Mia Avenue near the National Parliament. Now let's give you details of who Hadi was. He was a prominent face of last year's July coup. He died at a hospital in Singapore after being shot by masked gunmen in Dhaka earlier this month. His body was flown back to Bangladesh on Friday, triggering widespread protests and also political tensions. And in a significant development, Chief Adviser Professor Muhammad Yunus was also taking part in the funeral this afternoon. The funeral prayer was led by Hadi's elder brother, Mawlana Dr. Bakar Siddique, and attended by interim government advisors, senior officials and large crowds. The interim government has also announced a one-day state mourning. Meanwhile, protests continue across several cities with demonstrators demanding justice and accusing authorities of failing to maintain law and order. The funeral, viewers, has concluded of Hadi as he has been buried right next to the national poet in Bangladesh. And this particular funeral of Hadi was attended by Muhammad Yunus, his advisors and several who were part of the dispensation over there. Sharif Osman Hadi's political identity, viewers, was inseparable from his overtly anti-India worldview. And his stance went far beyond conventional diplomatic criticism and also entered the realm of ideological hostility. Over the past 1 year, Hadi had repeatedly portrayed India as Bangladesh's primarily external adversary, accusing New Delhi of political domination, cultural infiltration and also security manipulation. His speeches consistently framed India not as a neighboring state but as an occupying influence, undermining Bangladesh's sovereignty, and he has time and again openly rejected the foundational principles of regional cooperation between the two nations. He has also dismissed all bilateral agreements on trade, water sharing and border management as colonial era subjugation in modern disguise. And one of Hadi's most provocative claims was that India played a very decisive role in shaping Bangladesh's internal political outcomes. He alleged that Indian intelligence agencies were influencing electoral processes. And now, after his death, supporters of Hadi have also claimed that the assailants who shot at the Islamic radical leader have escaped to India without any substantial proof. And the proof of how Bangladesh is giving a free run to such Islamist extremists is quite visible on your screens. Thousands of people taking part in the funeral procession of Islamist radical Hadi clearly goes on to show the kind of ideology that Bangladesh is currently rearing in its backyard. And this has been supported by Muhammad Yunus as well, because he was also part of the funeral process. He paid his tributes, and the interim government, which the Awami League calls illegal, also accorded state honors for this radical Islamist leader. And now, adhering to the demands placed by Hadi's family members, the Islamist leader has been buried right next to the national poet in Dhaka. And time and again, Hadi had weaponized religion against India. His rhetoric often fused nationalism with hardline religious identity. And in his speeches, India was routinely depicted as a hostile non-Muslim power, a threat to Islamic values in the region, an enemy of Muslim political assertion in South Asia. All of this was Hadi's ideological views, and he was preaching this to his lakhs of supporters. He was the one who led the uprising last year which saw the ouster of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and then led to the rise of Muhammad Yunus, who is nothing but a puppet of Pakistan and China. Time and again, Muhammad Yunus has been towing Pakistan and China's line, and he has been threatening the sovereignty of India as well by speaking about the northeastern states. He said that the northeastern states are landlocked and that Bangladesh will liberate it. This is a wild claim that Muhammad Yunus has been making time and again, and following on this footstep was Hadi as well. He was an Islamist leader who was behind the anti-India rhetoric in Bangladesh. Now, heavy security has been deployed across Bangladesh to ensure that no untoward incident takes place. But even as we speak, viewers, protests continue on ground zero. There is a complete disruption of normalcy in Bangladesh. And now they are demanding justice for an Islamist leader who was shot by assailants who later succumbed to his injuries in a Singapore hospital. And obviously now the blame is on India from the supporters of Hadi. They claim that the assailants, after shooting at Hadi, escaped to India, but there has been no proof, there has been no concrete evidence to back their claims so far. And Muhammad Yunus has urged supporters to honor the legacy of the Islamist extremist and said, shun hatred. But it's very ironic how Muhammad Yunus has taken this very, very sensitive line, saying that hatred must be shunned. But if you look at what's happening in Bangladesh, viewers, it's completely contrary to the kind of lip service that Muhammad Yunus has been paying. Because Muhammad Yunus, who claims that hatred should be shunned, is seen backing that same radical Islamist who has been peddling anti-India narrative time and again for the last couple of months as well. His speeches have intensified against India, especially after the kangaroo court awarded death penalty to former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. And they believe that Sheikh Hasina must be extradited from India. And right now what we understand is that on ground zero there is massive presence of Islamist leader Hadi's supporters. As you can see on your screens, this is from earlier in the day where Dhaka was completely engulfed by the supporters of Islamist extremist and a radical leader Osman Hadi. Viewers, now the world's gaze is on Muhammad Yunus because the presence of Bangladesh's chief advisor, Professor Muhammad Yunus, at the funeral has added a new layer of political significance because his attendance in this particular last rites and the funeral procession of Osman Hadi is being closely seen by the entire world, and some of them have even viewed it as an attempt to calm tensions, but while others are interpreting it as a very risky move amid growing public anger and also street mobilization. Because all of these protesters that you see on your screens who have been on a vandalizing spree are all supporters of Osman Hadi. So Muhammad Yunus now supporting and also attending the funeral of Osman Hadi clearly signals a very alarming trend. Is Muhammad Yunus giving a free run to such riots across the country? Is he giving a free pass to these radical elements in Bangladesh to target minorities and also go after Indian establishments? Because over the last couple of days, we've seen how these protesters have tried to lay siege to the Indian High Commission facility in Dhaka, and the Assistant Indian High Commission facility was also targeted by these protesters who staged a sit-in. But before they could breach the barricades, the army and the Bangladeshi police intervened, stopping the protesters from breaching the barricades. But however, India has issued an advisory to all its citizens saying that Indians must avoid venturing out and they must stay safe within the confines of their home. Now, let's tell you what's happening across the country. Protests continue to flare. Demonstrators are demanding swift justice, transparent investigations and also accountability is being demanded.